everybody, I'm Pat Patterson, the racing guy from SiriusXM NASCAR Radio and from the Performance Racing Network, welcoming you today to Williamsville, Illinois, to this BRANDT retail facility. You can tell we're not in a studio today, we're out in the field having some fun. Over the past 5 years, I've had an opportunity to be on some really, really special days with the BRANDT folks, but I don't think there's any one of them that's any more special than the one today. The biggest and most important thing for us today is to welcome you, the BRANDT employees, to this first ever webcast. New technology gives us a chance to do some new things, and we're glad that you're a part of it. We've got some excitement today. We've got a very special announcement. You can't have very special announcements without very special people. Let's get the man himself out here right now, Rick Brandt. Rick, usually the words are happy race day, happy work day.
Happy race announcement day.
I like it, Pat. I like it. We got everybody tuned in today. How cool is this?
This is cool. Our first webcast, I think, ever, as far as I know. But so welcome to all the BRANDT folks around the world, around the United States, and I don't know how many townships around this country we're broadcasting to this morning. But welcome everybody to the BRANDT broadcast.
I want to thank Chris Becker and his crew for making all this happen out here today. We got ourselves some nice scenery in the background, and we got a lot to talk about. So why don't you have a seat? I'll have a seat. And you guys sit back and relax because we're going to have some fun today. First of all, you're in a BRANDT retail facility today. You spent a lot of time in this part of the country, didn't you, my friend?
Well, you know, that's an interesting point, Pat. I'm not too far from home here. I think we're about 20 miles from Pleasant Plains. That way, interestingly enough, we're about 20 miles from Riverton, that way. So we're, this is right where, Justin and I were. Where we grew up, where we're from.
I was going to say Riverton will play heavily into this next conversation, so just stay with us for a minute.
That was a teaser.
Yeah, it was. That was a good teaser. You're getting really good at this, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about business and just about BRANDT and about this part of the country. You mentioned where we are, what we're doing, and everybody being along for the ride with us today. So it's cool to be able to do this. How's things these days?
It's been great. We've been, as you know, the country's been rocking and rolling lately. We've had a lot of growth, a lot of aggressive growth, a lot of international growth. It's been a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot of things to aid those efforts. As you know, our marketing efforts and our NASCAR efforts are greatly benefiting everything that we're doing around the world. So it's been good for us, and I think all these people out here can contest to us today that it's a great company. We're having a lot of fun doing what we're doing, and we're being successful at it. Well,
as BRANDT has grown, obviously there's been different platforms to help grow the product and grow the brand, and you've done that. And 5 years ago you started down the path of NASCAR, and it certainly has accelerated everything from growth to marketing and just how the company's perceived around the country and around the world. Has it been fun?
It has been fun, and it has accelerated the things that we've done. That was a good one on your part. It's hard to believe that we've been doing it for 5 years. And I think it's been great for us. It's been very successful, I think, as a marketing platform for us. We've seen the company go leaps and bounds as far as brand recognition and people knowing who we are, and really solidifying who we are as a company.
You found out about midway through this season that the racing season that you were going to have to come to some roadblocks, if you will, and kind of figure out where this part of the business was going to go. And this has been an interesting couple of months to try to sort of figure out, do you keep racing? What do you do? Where do you go? How tough has all this been the last few months?
That's the way NASCAR is. It's an interesting business. It's, in a lot of regards, it's tough because you don't know where you're going next year. And I think, at BRANDT, we like long-term relationships. So from that standpoint, it's been kind of tough. We've looked at a lot of different options. We know that we want to stay in NASCAR, stay in the NASCAR program, and and keep moving our game forward, if you will. NASCAR's been good for us, and we've become, I think, increasingly successful. We started out in the Nationwide Series, which is now the Xfinity Series.
Right.
We got the opportunity to move up to the Sprint Cup with Harry Scott and the H. Scott team, and that was an awesome opportunity for us. It was a great couple of years. Some things have changed around the league, so now it's time to move on. That's why we're here today, I think.
Well, you know what's interesting is that I know over the past couple of years, everybody, including Justin and everybody involved in the motorsports program, has worked really hard and has made the best possible effort that they could. But the one thing that's kind of been missing is that trip to Victory Lane. You know, I kind of remember Rick over there in Victory Lane at Chicagoland Speedway back in the Nationwide days, and I remember that little trip up to Montreal when we kind of turned them sideways. I didn't mean exactly like that on the last lap, and were able to go to Victory Lane. So I'm sure in all this searching around for the right thing to do, I know how anxious you are to get back to Victory Lane.
Well, we are, and I think that's just what we are. We like to win on the track. We like to win off the track, and I especially like to win. And as you alluded to, in Montreal, I think I jumped off the pit box that day. Some people told me, but and everybody remembers probably Evelyn in Chicagoland.
The best.
Dragging 200 of her closest friends across the track with her. So that's what we're looking for in a race program, and we want to get back to to the best program we can, and like you said, get back to winning some races.
Well, I'm here to tell you, I know this company is a winner, and I know everybody that works here is a winner. I know you're a winner, and I know that when it came down to opportunities for the year moving forward in 2016 and 2017, you didn't mess around, kid. You went and found yourself a place to go winning again, didn't you?
Well, Pat, you got to go big or go home, right?
That's exactly right.
And I think that's what we're doing. We found we had a really good opportunity too. Everything doesn't just happen, by happenstance. But I am happy to announce today that we will be racing full time next year in the Xfinity series with Junior Motorsports in the BRANDT number 7. That
would be Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kelley Earnhardt Jr., or Kelley Earnhardt, I should say, and all of the folks at JR Motorsports who have campaigned cars, won races, and put together winning race teams year after year, ever since they've been in business. Like I said, you didn't just mess around. That is a very, very powerful, potent race team to be involved with.
They've obviously shown very good performance on the track. They're a lot like us too. They're a family company. Kelley's running the company. Dale, is overseeing the whole thing. Their other partner, Rick Hendrick, they've got all the pieces that they are going to be successful in, and they can bring performance to us on a race program.
So let's tell everybody that it will be a BRANDT Chevy, and it'll be number
7.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7.
I like that. And for 18 events next year, out of the schedule, it'll be that same beautiful BRANDT car. A few little minor changes on it, but I've already seen a picture of it. I know you had your hand in that, and it's gorgeous. It really is.
It's awesome. I think we've just taken another step up again, as we have done in the past. Every year, we just get a little bit better. So it's going to be fun. All
right, so no matter where you're at for the Daytona 500 weekend on that Saturday, you're going to see us take off in a brand new number 7 Chevy with JR Motorsports and all of their resources behind this race team. It's time to go win some races, but you can't do that unless you got a race car driver and you drug one of those with you. And he's been with you for 5 years, and he did a great job this year behind the wheel of the 51 for Harry Scott.
Yes.
Let's get Justin Allgaier into the program here.
All right.
All right, my friend, have a seat there. Well, the news is out. Both of you have got JR Motorsports already. I don't know how you got those shirts so fast, but Justin, you just mentioned it. We're sitting in a place that's about halfway between where you grew up, halfway between Pleasant Plains. It's a pretty cool place once again to be talking about BRANDT and talking about racing.
It's awesome. I mean, to still have this opportunity to be a part of the BRANDT family. We're out there each and every week driving agriculture, trying to educate the public on what our goals are, and not only as a company, but the entire agriculture community. And to be able to do that more, to have the support of all the employees. I love the fact that we're able to do this and to video cast to all the employees and to have them. They're as much a part of this as what we are, and so we're glad to keep carrying on the BRANDT tradition in the NASCAR ranks, and I'm just honored to still be the one that gets to drive it. And I tell you, it's been crazy. All this has come together pretty quickly, honestly, and so to finally be able to say, hey, I have the opportunity next year to go to the Xfinity series and to run that number 7 car is pretty awesome, and I can't tell you how exciting this day is for me, and how pumped I've been to actually be able to tell people that I'm going to go drive that car.
And most importantly, you can unknot your stomach, because I know it's been knotted up for the last 2 months going, what am I going to do, and what are we going to do, and you
Yeah,
finally make you relax,
finally
right?
a sigh of relief. And I think, you and I have had a lot of conversations, Rick and I have had a lot of conversations about what the future holds. And I think for us, this is by far and above the best opportunity for 2016 that we could put a program together to not only go back and to be competitive and to win races, but to really solidify where we're at and to help grow the business. I feel like the last 2 years we've not been able to activate at the racetrack nearly as much as what we'd like to be with what we've done, and that's been a huge part of what we've been able to accomplish, is bringing customers to the racetrack, bringing whether you're on the retail side or the specialty side or whatever part of the BRANDT family you work in. We want to help you and use this as a resource to help the business grow, and I think that we're able to really focus on that a lot more. And I'll be honest with you, I can't thank Rick and everybody at BRANDT enough, but I also can't thank Dale and Kelley Earnhardt. I mean, what an opportunity! A great race team, as you already mentioned. I mean, they've been successful with what they've done since their inception, and to be a part of such a great race team like that, I think for me it's a dream come true.
Well, let's ask this question. This has been a great couple of years behind the wheel of the 51 and racing against everybody, including Dale Earnhardt Jr.,
Right.
by the way. And you've still got more races to run this year. How much does that really just help the skill set going to Xfinity next year, where you got Kyle Busch, you got Kevin Harvick, you got the best in the business racing you week in and week out, but you got a car to race them with?
Yeah, I think the one thing about the Xfinity series, even though it's the Saturday race, if you will, there's still a lot of the guys that are racing on Sunday that are coming down. It's still just as competitive. It's just a different type of car. I think that's what intrigues me the most is being able to go out there and be competitive with a different style of car. We saw in 2013 when we ran the four Sprint Cup races. I was able to make my debut at Chicagoland. We ran 4 races that year. When we ran the Sprint Cup Series race and then went back down and ran the Xfinity race, the finishes were exponentially better. So the experience of the Cup side really helped tremendously. That being said, too, I'm very thankful to Harry Scott and everybody at Scott Motorsports. I think it goes without saying that the last few years have definitely been a lot of fun. We've worked our tails off. There's never been a question about how much effort or how much work has been put into the program. To really start the program at Chicagoland in 2013 and to be where we're at today makes me feel really good. I know Harry is very proud of where that race team's come. So, for me, I'm very appreciative of that opportunity. And I think that those challenges, those laps that I've made, all of those experiences are going to do nothing but really help me in this next endeavor. And obviously, going for a championship is not an easy feat.
No.
It takes 33 races a year to be on it every week. And I think that having all of that experience at the Cup level will definitely help propel us hopefully to that championship next year.
Well, one very interesting thing, and I think it's important to point this out, the one thing I know about Kelley Earnhardt and the team that she runs there, the partnerships that they have with all of their partners, some of which you'll be representing next year beyond just BRANDT, is more to them like a partnership and not a sponsorship. And I know that's very important to get that point across. They want to be involved with us, the BRANDT team. And in fact, let's stop here for a second, because you've heard us mention his name quite a few times already, and he will be a big part of what happens in this coming year. Let's actually hear from the man himself from Junior Motorsports.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. I'm here to say that we're very excited to be partnering with BRANDT for next year with Justin Allgaier in the number 7 car. Can't wait to get things kicked off in Daytona for the next season. Representing BRANDT and becoming part of that family, representing the agriculture industry on and off the racetrack is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you got Dale Jr. excited, and that's a good thing if you can get him excited. How cool, again, you got a guy that can be a great help, both behind the scenes and up front. Cool deal.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, not only do we get Dale Jr., which obviously the video was awesome to see what he has to say about the program, but also to the resources, the Hendrick Motorsports resources, the other drivers that I'll be able to rely on to really help keep that progression going. In this sport, things change on a daily basis. The cars are evolving, the drivers are evolving. So to have great relationships like Dale Jr. and like the other relationships that we're gaining by coming here to Junior Motorsports, I think that really adds value to the program, not only for myself but for the whole organization. And so, Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I think it goes without saying that I think we're all really excited about this new endeavor.
Throughout the race season at selected races, of course, myself and Rick and Justin have got a chance to meet many of our sponsors and all of our customers and for the retails and the growers around the country. And it's going to be cool, Rick, to be able to look at them and talk to them about running up front and having a chance to win some races. I know that's exciting for you.
Yeah, it is. I'm really excited to, like Justin said, to get back to more activation at the track and have our friends and our families and our customers out there with us and doing big things like winning races. It's not if, it's when.
Always win. Yeah.
Always win. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, you've heard us mention Kelley Earnhardt's name quite a few times, and believe me, this is a young lady that knows the business well, knows it from the driver's seat. And back in the day, she could wheel a race car pretty good down at Myrtle Beach Speedway, and she certainly knows how to run a great race team. And she also took time out to have this message for you today.
Hey to the BRANDT family. My name is Kelley Earnhardt Miller, and like you guys, Junior Motorsports is a family business. We believe in a team atmosphere and putting the best product out in the marketplace, which for us is the racetrack. We're excited to partner with you guys and Justin and put BRANDT back in the winner's circle next year in 2016. I'm excited to represent you guys in the agriculture business, and just looking forward to putting that all together and working with you guys and partnering and making this the best that we can. We know that we'll put Justin in the winner's circle, and we'll be excited to see you guys there alongside of us.
We got the team, we got the number, we got the driver, we got the sponsor. We got it all here sitting ready to go, and certainly it's great to have Kelley reach out and be able to endorse this program. And don't forget, you're getting to see this first. We haven't sent the first press release out yet. As soon as we're done, we're going to punch the button, and all of it's going to go rolling out. So you'll be able to check JR Motorsports' website. You'll be able to check out the BRANDT Racing website. All forms of social media, we're going to engage in this. And hopefully everybody's excited about the way we did this, so that down the road we can do some more of them and maybe even originate some of them from the tracks and so forth. So that'll be cool to do that.
I do have a question.
Please.
I want to know when I get to drive the tractor. I've been staring at this thing in the video, and obviously it was, a great day to be able to have the video cast, but I want to drive the tractor today. I've been sitting here itching. I really want to get this thing out.
Well, there's only one stipulation.
What's that?
We're getting two of them now.
Two of them. All right, we're going to race the tractors.
No, slow down.
I think they'd like to see that just as much.
The guy told me earlier, he told me just a few minutes ago, Chris, did how much that cost. I'm like, I don't think we need two of those in the field at all. Yeah, I mean, I know that fans are going to ask you all kinds of different questions about next year and kind of, how this is going to unfold and so forth. Without the testing policies and so forth, I mean, the cool thing is you've kind of been there, done that. I mean, all these tracks you're going back to, I can't help but say this because I'm a big fan of this guy's especially when he's racing on road courses. I know how good that 7 car is on road courses. You've got to be chomping at the bit for some of that. That's going to be fun.
It's going to be a great fun. I mean, I think for all of us, we're excited about the next chapter, and I think that now that we're able to kind of put the final stamp on things and announce it, it allows us to go to work, not only on the track but off the track, and really dig into next year and get the ball kind of started early. For us, even though this seems fairly early for next year, we still don't have a whole lot of time before we get on the racetrack at Daytona. So we're going to go back and work really hard, and I know that the folks at Junior Motorsports are going to help out tremendously with that part of it and help make sure that when we roll out to Daytona in February, not only are we putting the best product on the racetrack, but we have all of our ducks in a row and everything's settled, and we can really focus on A, winning the race at Daytona, but B, going for that championship, and we're not still worried about getting things in order and getting things set. So I think that's the one beauty of being able to do this now. And like I've said a couple of times, I can't wait to get started. I can't wait to kind of wrap my hands around things and get a seat installed and start to work with some of the guys there and just get to know them. I think the cool thing is there's some relationships at Junior Motorsports that I have, that we all have, that guys that have been at race teams or been part of my team in the past, and we're getting to go back and rejoin with them. We've got some new guys that are extremely talented, obviously, and get to know them and get to work with them. So there's a lot of really cool things on the horizon, what we're going to be able to accomplish.
Well, I was going to mention too, you get a veteran like Elliott Sadler as a teammate, and certainly here's a guy who's won at the Cup level, won the same, Xfinity level. I know that as things move forward, that dialogue and having a good teammate, a strong communicator like Elliott's, that's also will be a big help next year.
Well, it's going to be huge. I mean, to have the resources and the drivers that we have kind of at our disposal, I think is huge. To have to have two teams essentially at Junior Motorsports that are going to run full time, going for that championship, to bounce back and forth off of each other each and every week. It's huge. I mean, we see it right now with H Scott Motorsports with having a teammate. It's been extremely helpful, and I can only imagine as we move forward, to a team that's had multiple cars for a number of years, to see the difference in how things work. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I think Elliott's a great teammate to have. I think he's going to be a great asset, as well as Dale Jr. and anybody else that's a part of the fold at Junior Motorsports that comes in and drives into their cars. Obviously they have the Xfinity program. They also have the Truck Series program. They've had some young up-and-coming drivers be a part of that. Some of the Sprint Cup veterans be a part of it. So there's a lot of things going on at Junior Motorsports that I think, for me, when this opportunity came available, I was giddy that it was even an option, and to finally be able to put all the pieces in place and to have those resources, I think it's huge.
Well, and again, don't think I can say enough about the effort that the BRANDT team has made, the marketing folks and the sales folks, because you were looking, Rick, for the next thing that could excite our customers, excite our growers, and everybody around the country and around the world. And I mean, this was a real find to be able to do this.
Yeah, we want to keep the things moving forward, and keep it fun and keep it exciting, and of course we want to win, and winning is fun and exciting. But this opportunity is awesome for us, and to get to go work, with the Earnhardts just makes it that much better.
There's only one problem. Who's going to get Evelyn a new fire suit? And are we going to have to change the number on her car that she drives around in Springfield? Because if everything changes around, we got to make sure Evelyn's in on the deal.
Well, the good thing is, in the Xfinity series, we go back to the Camaro, which is what Miss Evelyn has, is a Camaro.
Right.
Don't worry, Evelyn. We'll take care of you.
Yeah. I know Evelyn's watching right now, and we definitely will make sure she gets taken care of. But her car now will actually be more appropriate to what we're racing. It's going to be basically a direct replica. So if you see a number 7 Camaro rolling around Springfield, make sure to wave and say hello, because I know she'll
be waving back.
She'll be waving back, correct?
No question about it. All right, guys, I think we're ready to go. We want to wish both of you, everybody at BRANDT, and certainly everybody at JR Motorsports, the very best, starting in 2016 at Daytona. We'll all be holding our breath on that Saturday that comes around and turns the season loose at the Daytona, the new Daytona International Speedway. So that'll be cool. And again, what's really cool for us today is to have had you here for this, ahead of everybody else and anybody else, and to be right here in a very appropriate setting, where the work gets done by the folks that have got their hands in the dirt. That's what it's all about. So have yourself a really, really good one the rest of your work day. As Rick Brandt would probably say, tell them to go back to work, because they're probably taking time right now. And
this is part of your work today. But thanks to everybody really on the BRANDT team for watching today. Love to hear back from you on social media, or reply to my emails, or whatever. What you think about the program, what you thought about the day. Shout out to the trademark crew. I know they're all watching from the conference room down in Tampa today. They texted me right before we went on. So
I think for me too, I have to say, to have everybody watching, it's been awesome the last few years. I know we can only make the program better, and as Rick said, reply to the emails. If you want to reply to me as well, I love seeing it. I love being a part of it, and you guys are what's driving this program. You guys are what's pushing us to work hard and to try and make sure that we're putting the best product on the racetrack, but also off the racetrack, and helping you guys out. So if we can help you in any way, I think that's the biggest thing that I can relay is, don't be afraid to ask. If we can do something for you, if we can help you out in any way, please make sure we know how to do that.
All right, and don't forget, we need you pulling for us this Sunday afternoon in Martinsville, Virginia, as we'll be racing there. On from Martinsville, we'll head down to Texas. We still got to go out to Phoenix to race again, down to Homestead, Florida. I want to thank everybody on the 51 team and everybody at H Scott Motorsports. We want to finish out the season as strong as we possibly can and get ready for what's going to be an exciting 2016 and the kickoff of JR Motorsports and the number 7 Chevy. So from Williamsville, we'll tell you goodbye from now. Go fast, grow fast with our friends at BRANDT Professional Agriculture.